If you love boxing, if you love drama, we got to talk about what went down last night at Barclays Center in Brooklyn. Jerron Boots Ennis versus Xander Zayas for the unified WBA, WBO super welterweight titles.
Do you dig what I'm saying? We all famous. I drop my top right now and this big old brainless. Mama, I made it.
Yeah, welcome back to another legendary episode of the We Are Famous show. You already know who it is. It's your boy Simbo, along with my partner CL. Carl's Corner is in the building. What's up, homie?
What's happening, big dog?
Look, man, I know your voice damn near gone for screaming at the TV because you are the boxing fan out of me and you both.
Yeah.
So we're going to break down this classic, man. How did you enjoy the fight?
Hey, man, I'd like to thank the boxing gods for giving us what we want to see, and hope that every other weight division that's in boxing take heed to what these two guys done, and the best fight the best. That's what we need to see, and that's what we want to see. That's what's going to bring boxing back.
Hey, that's real. So let's get into it, man. You know, the boxing world was split. You had people saying Xander, the 23-year-old phenom from Puerto Rico, was too young. He was too hungry and too disciplined for Boots. Then you had the Philly crowd, Wallow, Gilly, and all them boys saying Boots Ennis is a generational talent who was going to walk straight through him. Well, Boots did what he said he would do. He stopped Zayas in the 7th round to become the 2-division unified champion, moving his record to a pristine 36-0 with 32 knockouts.
Mm-hmm.
So what you thought about the fight?
I thought I said Boots probably going if Xander's best chance was the early rounds to me. He had to get Boots early. I just think Boots have a little more inner toolbox, and Xander is what you see, what you get. I think he should have had a few more fights. And before he took this specific fight, it showed that experience did play a big part in this fight. I think if Xander with a little more experience, he'd have gave Boots a hell of a run for his money because it was a good fight. And them the types we need to see and want to see.
Well, let me tell you something. It wasn't a walk in the park. You know, it was a good fight. You know, the results: Boots Ennis, again, he defeated Xander with a 7th round TKO at the 149 mark. Boots captures the WBA and WBO junior middleweight world titles. The scorecard at stoppage, the Zone News had it 59-53 for Ennis at the time the referee stepped in. Did you have it?
I had about that because the knockdowns played a factor in this particular fight. So I had a large gap in the 7th round. I think at that point, Xander needed a knockdown or something of himself to close that gap. And those knockdowns, I had it about the same as the commentator had. Whoever was over to the zone scoring at the time.
Well, let's just go by round a little bit, you know, real quickly, just, you know, see how it really went down. You know, round 1, man, bro, Boots came out looking like he had an appointment to catch. Like he had to go, you know, he had to go get this over with.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? He sees the center of the ring, snapping that southpaw jab, and before anyone could even settle into their seat, boom.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You know, a flashy straight left hand at the end of a nasty combination that dropped the old boy.
Yeah, I knew the speed would probably play a factor. I knew Xander is not as quick as Boots. And like I say, it ain't no overtime in boxing. If Boots would have pressed a little bit, he probably thought he could have got him out of there, but he probably thought it was kind of somewhat of a flash knockdown. A lot of times you don't just want to run off in there and then get yourself caught with something. So he showed patience after the knockdown.
I mean, you know, he did, and, you know, Xander got up, but he looked like he didn't want, you know, he didn't know where he was at.
Yeah.
So that round, you know, 10-8 out the gate. Would you say that?
Anytime it's a knockdown, it's always 10-8.
Okay, I mean, I'm testing your boxing, you know, acumen.
Yeah.
You know, they go one word for the day. I'm testing you, you know, your boxing acumen. You know what I'm saying? I'm not gonna call you that D word today.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna let you live. You know what I'm saying? Because you've been earning your stripes. You know what I'm saying? You know, you getting you know, invitation.
Yeah.
To boxing events to get on the microphone. You came.
Thank you.
You know what I'm saying?
Appreciate it.
But look, round 3 and 4, the tables turned. Now, this is where the fight became an instant classic to me. You know what I'm saying? A lot of young fighters would have folded after getting dropped early by a killer like Boots. But Xander, in round 3, he caught Boots flush with a monster right hand.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Boots was rocked, you know. I seen a lot of highlights of Boots. I ain't never really seen him fight, but I ain't never seen Ennis on shaky legs like that in his entire career. All the clips I did saw.
Right.
He had to hold on for dear life while Xander was hunting for the finish.
Well, that's where experience come in at. A young 23-year-old Boots compared to a 29-year-old Boots, he probably wouldn't know how to handle that situation. That's why in the gym, them sparring wars he have in the gym in Philly, a lot of people don't want to go to Philly and spar out there. Them sparring wars, so when you do get rocked and you do get hurt, you know exactly what to do in those situations. That's where experience come in. A young fighter probably want to know how to handle it there. He would have been start backing up, giving a guy an opening. You're supposed to smother a guy until you get your wits back. Boots got his wits back, and then he started going toe to toe with him and showing, hey, I was hurt, but I wasn't hurt that bad. And so he came back, and that's where experience come in at.
That's a good take, man. Look, round 4, it was just, beautiful violence, man. Both fighters trading heavy love in the middle of the ring, and then the turning point came in round 5.
Mm-hmm.
Champions make adjustments.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? Boots went back to his corner. He cleared his head, and in the 5th, he timed Xander perfect.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? A vicious right uppercut sent him down again for the second time. Xander, he beat the count at 9, but you can see, man.
Yeah, that's where Boots. That's where you got to have faith and trust in your corner. When they sit there and tell you to make certain adjustments, you don't go back out there and brawl and possibly get yourself caught. Let's go back to the basics. You start using your jab, start making him lunge, and we're going to set him up, and that uppercut going to be right there for him, and that's what happened. That's when you have faith and trust in your corner. That's where experience come in at, where you don't panic and think you got to get everything back at one time. You sit there and slow things down, and next thing you know, it came to him, bam, and back to the drawing board. So I think Xander, a 23-year-old kid, he can come back and rejuvenate himself. But it was a great job by both fighters, if you ask me.
Well, let's get to round 7.
Mm-hmm.
Boots smelled blood in the water.
Mm.
He trapped Xander against the ropes, throwing malicious right hands, left hooks until Xander went down on the knee. For the 3rd knockdown of the night, referee Hervey Doc saw enough, stepped in, waved it off at 149. What's next?
Well, it was actually Harvey Doc waved it off because Xander corner saved. They did what a corner's supposed to do. I'm not going to let my young fighter take this kind of punishment and possibly ruin him for future fights if I sit there and let him take this kind of punishment. So his corner did the right, smart thing to stop the fight, let him live to see another day because it's not over for him. Throw him in. It's not over for him. It's not over for him. So especially when you got a whole country behind you. You know what I'm saying? You got a whole country behind them. They support they got.
Well, first off, major respect to Xander.
Mm-hmm.
To me, his stock actually rose in his loss.
It did.
He took a massive risk at 23 years of age to fight the boogeyman of the division.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Gave him a major scare and took his first L like a grown man and a true sportsman. So I tip my hat to the young man. You know what I'm saying? Hey, he wasn't out here ducking.
Yeah.
He wasn't out here ducking. He gonna be a superstar in this sport.
Mm-hmm.
Mark my words.
So right now at this point, like I say, this loss it's similar. It kind of reminds me when Canelo lost against Mayweather. Canelo became a bigger star after losing against Mayweather, and Xander Zayas is going to become a bigger star with this loss, and he gonna learn from his mistakes. He gonna learn from this here. A lot of people don't learn nothing in their wins. They just keep on doing the same thing over and over again. You learn from your losses. Now he know what to go to the drawing board and what to work on. So he's going to be a better fighter after this. He's going to be a champion again. I don't know if he's going to be a champion in this division because to me, he looked like he's a little too big for this division and probably need to move up to 160 where he didn't have to cut weight as hard. But like I say, he got a whole country behind him. You know what I'm saying? So he good.
He good. But Jerron Boots, man, he just proved he's top tier pound for pound material. He went deep into the trenches for his real adversity and closed the show like a true assassin. Now he's got the WBA and WBO belt at 154.
Mm-hmm.
The boxing world is begging for fights like that.
Yes.
And the fight I want to see, I know you probably thinking who you think I'm gonna say?
Virgil Ortiz or the Power Inferno.
Virgil Ortiz Jr.
Yeah.
Sign the contract, Eddie Hearn. You understand me? Sign the contract. Get the fans what they want.
Well, Jerron or Eddie won't have a problem taking that particular fight. I think they was calling him out at 147. but he had his own little things going on. He passed out trying to make it 147 one time, talking about Virgil. So that's why he had to move up. So I think the fight could happen right now at 154. Jerron he's in the driver's seat now. He's in the driver's seat. He got them 2 belts. And Virgil Bennett 154 a minute. He's already there. So Virgil's a huge puncher, but the bad thing for Virgil, he's a stationary target. And stationary targets normally don't fare well against a boxer, mover, slash Roy Jones Jr. / Terrence Crawford type of fighter who got all that in the bag that Jerron Boots Ennis got.
Hey, man, don't say Boots and Crawford in the same thing.
Yes, you can.
But look, man, you have a lot of people, especially sitting in my chair, they want to be all in the videos. You know what I'm saying? Hey, man, you got to let your artist shine, man. He shine in boxing. Go follow Carl at Carl's Corner 44, one word, on YouTube, Instagram, TikTok, everywhere. You know what I'm saying? The man know what he's talking about with boxing. I do have to admit that. You know what I'm saying? Let your people shine. Man. You know what I'm saying? Boy out here booking dates now.
Yeah.
But look, man, that's our recap, man. Hit the comments. Let me know. Let CL know if you scored the fight before the stoppage. Tell me what you think. Boots can clean out the whole 154-pound division.
Yeah.
I think he's the king of that right now.
Mm-hmm.
Don't forget to like and subscribe and share. We out.
Acer, no chaser. Yeah.
Bitch, we told him.